All right, everybody, we're to the part of the show here where I get to talk about guns, which is my favorite part of the show, gun talk. And today I want to address a question from one of my viewers who asked me, hey, I'm going to buy my first 10 millimeter firearm. Should I get it in a revolver or should I get it in a semi-automatic gun? Well, I think everyone out there knows how I'm going to answer this. Because even though I love revolvers, if it's the caliber you're seeking, if you're wanting to get a gun into that specific caliber, 10 millimeter, then get the semi-auto. Because you're going to be able to get a higher capacity gun that shoots that 10 millimeter. And semi-autos nowadays are great, reliable guns. So if it's just that caliber you want to shoot, I think that caliber would be best served in a semi-auto. Because if you get a 10 millimeter revolver, that's a compromised revolver. If you're going to get a revolver, get it in 357 Magnum. There's no reason to go down to 10 millimeter in it. Unless you're someone who's like, I've only shot 10 millimeter, I only buy 10 millimeter, and that's all I have, and I want a revolver that'll shoot my ammo. That's an excuse to buy 10 millimeter. Or if your revolver is a backup for your semi-auto and you want to have your backup in the same caliber, that's a reason to buy a 10 millimeter revolver. But if you're just buying a revolver, 357 Magnum, over 10 millimeter any day of the week, it's just a superior round power-wise. And if you're only going to have 6 of them, you'll want the 357 Magnum. A lot of people will tell you, well, they're about the same. They are not about the same. You can pick powerful 10 millimeters and put them against low-end 357 Magnums and get about the same. But if you choose the best of both, 357 is going to blow it away. So go with 357 Magnum if you get a revolver. If you're going to buy a 10 millimeter and you want the best gun in 10 millimeter, get yourself something like a Glock 20 or a Smith & Wesson 10 millimeter pistol. I don't even know if they make a 10 millimeter pistol, so I don't know. But what I was meant to say was a Sig Sauer 220, a Pig 220. Get you something like that. Because if you're going to shoot 10 millimeter, you might as well have as many of them as you can, and there's no reason to buy a revolver if you're going to use 10 millimeter. So the answer to his question, like I've already told you, if you're going to buy your first 10 millimeter gun, you want to know what's better to buy, a revolver or semi-auto, it's definitely a semi-auto because that's what the round was made for, and it'll help you get the most out of that round.